All right, welcome back to Real Estate Geniuses. My name is Franklin Cruz. I'm a true investor and a true developer. I'm the founder of trueinvestors.com. My projects have been on the front page of the newspaper on our developments, and we also sold one of my developments we sold to KB Homes and sold for $1.25 billion. And then they named the street after my family called Cruz Court. You ever want to see it? 7187 Cruz Court. So in today's episode, I'm going to be talking about the hidden cost about real estate that no one tells you about, that you definitely want to take some notes on because this is a big deal. So my biggest thing is most new investors or most newbies, I would say, they think that land is simple. It's a buy and hold strategy. But the reality is there's a lot of hidden fees, costs, and land restrictions that turn a good deal into a money pit. And we're going to go over that right now. So the first thing is the hidden cost of land ownership that no one talks about. Well, these are the topics we're going over. The easements. People don't understand that there's easements, that there's certain things dealing with a property that can destroy the value of a property. Impact fees, infrastructure costs, what I call the gotchas that take away from your profit. And how do you do profit resources, or not profit, but property research? How do you find out, does that piece of land, is that worth it for me to buy or not? What does that actually look like? You don't actually know. You have to do the math and the work. We're going to go over that too as well. So the first thing is this, the reality of the hidden cost of land. Most people think, again, land is very straightforward, but it's not. There are a ton of hidden costs, period, when it comes to legal, financial, and development costs that can kill your investment, period. And I've got notes in front of me, so I just want to make sure I don't miss a topic. So you just don't want to buy land. You want to investigate it. So you want to think of it like this. Number one, you want to do a title search on the property. It doesn't only reveal everything because there's things that it misses, right? So you got to ask yourself a question. Why does title searches not reveal everything? Why is sometimes that I'm seeing land is cheap, but it has a lot of hidden costs? Or what is the importance of hiring experts or avoid bad deals? So the first thing is this, and you could write this down, easements. Easements can kill a deal when you're thinking about a piece of land. You don't know if it actually has easements. You're going to have to learn what easements are actually on the property. It could be a public easement or it could be a private easement, but you've got to have to learn. For example, if you have an easement from a pipeline across your property, that could cut your property in half. If you have a power line easement, that can actually restrict the height and the land use. If you have a drainage easement, that could prevent your development in certain areas. If you have a utility easement, that could actually going in the middle of your property, that stops everything as well. So if you have a private access easement, now your land is you're going to require access to your property because of the easement. So a real example. So I had a property that we were going to purchase off of Lincoln Avenue that we could fit 10 duplexes on that property. Then come to find out, when we did not a title search, you actually have to do a topo boundary tree survey or a survey and specifically ask the surveyor, is there any easements that you see, and outline it within the title search. So if you look at it, now I can actually see that it cut the property in half. So because it cut it in half, now I can't build 10, I can build 5. And just because there is a utility easement throughout the property that I can't build on it, I could only have it as a parking lot, period. Another property I had off of Old Tampa Highway was a 22-acre site. And on that 22-acre site, guess what? We found out there's a power line easement. And then there's another property next to it that we just found out that they had a utility easement. That took that 9-acre site that we were looking to buy right next to it as we were doing an assemblage and cut it down to 2 acres. The 22 acres, we had a power line easement, meaning you can't build a structure, you could only have parking there. So that was another item that I wasn't even thinking about because I didn't know. So if you're serious about real estate investing and developing, and you want to learn how to avoid costly mistakes, go to trueinvestors.com. Again, we help investors transition from investing to developing and scale your business, to me, the true way. period. So you could check out and see if you actually qualify for our programs or not. I could only have so many conversations a day. So if you qualify, great. If you don't, you don't. So we're going to keep on moving forward. So impact fees and infrastructure costs. The biggest item and expenses are the ones you don't expect. It's what I call the third fist effect. It's the one that you knew the first fist was coming. You knew the second fist was coming. The third fist, you had no damn idea. Meaning a hidden cost because now you have an easement. Now you have COVID. Now you have restrictions. Now your impact fees doubled from one year to another. That is huge. So you want to make sure that you have certain things in place. So impact fees for local governments increase on a yearly basis. How much? You don't know. We just had mobile home impact fees in Polk County go from $7,000 a year to $14,000 in 1 year. It went double. That's huge. Infrastructure costs like impact fees, sewer, road, what is the wastewater connection fees? These are huge fees that you've got to learn. So if you have that real life example, for example, on the impact fees, that's a huge cost that you have to factor into your numbers. So you have to not just research land, you have to research any kind of hidden fees. You have to find that. So you can call also 811 and check for underground utilities. If there's underground utilities, they'll mark it. Go to a property, see if there's any easement issues. You can go to your building department, call them. Hey, this is our parcel ID number. Is there any kind of easements that I need to know about? Anything that cuts our property in half? You need to hire a surveyor, do a full easement search, and then map that out so you could see the conceptual plan of it. Also, check with your local government dealing with impact fees. How much are they raising? What are they or are they not? So you want to double check and you want to personally see, is this property available for me to move forward? Is there hidden costs that I know about or not? So land and real estate development, it's not simple. Most people don't get it right. But I would say through time you can. But you have to know that, look, if I want to move in this direction, understand that these are the hidden costs that people do not talk about, that now you are going to be able to talk about. So before you buy, make sure you do your research. Make sure you ask about the impacts or easements. Make sure you ask about impact fees. Make sure you ask about infrastructure costs, zoning restrictions. These are details that a lot of times amateurs, they don't even get right. But this is what separates the boys from the men, right? This separates a true real estate investor to a true investor to a true developer. So if you're interested in learning more about this, again, go to trueinvestors.com and let's have a conversation to see if you even qualify for the program. If you do, fantastic. Probably you can even partner on a deal. Have no idea. So if you got something out of this, let me know. Truly appreciate you. We'll take it from there. I'm out.